Okay, hello. It's your girl Jada here again. Just going over my project that I did and just explaining what I did to get it all to work and everything. So, first thing I did um was I created two arrays, question and statement arrays, and these arrays are then are going to be used to hold our questions that we're going to be using in this project. I then took in this method here, I initialized the arrays to the length, and we have length 5. Well, I put length 5. And yeah. So then we have two methods here. They're void because they're not returning anything. And these are just giving each element in the array at a certain index. They're getting a certain statement. They're getting their own statement or their own question. The statement array at index 0 is getting its own statement. And then you can see that each statement has blink 1 and blink 2. Next, I created these two methods called get random statement trunk and get random question trunk so that I could get a random statement or a random question. We use math.random, and because math.random is usually a double, we had to put int here to turn it into an integer, not a double value, so that when it goes into the when we use it to get a certain index, so we can get a random statement from the array that is assigned in the array at a certain it doesn't give an error or anything. So, next. And we did the same thing for both of those. Question 1, 2. So we could get a random question. Then I have this method that I create. Then I have this method that I created, which is the set random statement. And I put I believe this is called a parameter of string user response. And then you see earlier that I put string user response here. And this is so that we can get the response from the user. So when the user responds to that random question that was or statement that was generated through the previous method, we can get the statement from the user. So I created a for loop to go through each word in the statement so that we can check if there's a question mark, an exclamation point, or if there's a period. So if there's a question mark, we're gonna get the get random statement trunk. And if there's an exclamation point, we get sorry, if there's a question mark, we get random question trunk. And if there's an exclamation point, we get random statement trunk. And the difference between this one is that it says while dramatic and then plus the new statement. And then this one is get random statement trunk. So we're just getting right now, we're just getting the random statement from the methods before. Now, the next part here is after we get that statement, what we want to do is I created another array that will take in the response from the user and split each word into a different element or different index in the this a different index. So at sentence index 0, which will be the first word, and then we're supposed to get the last word. So the first word is going to go into blink 1, and then this last word goes into blink 2. It replaces it. So in order for us to get that first one and that last word from the user's response, we had to split up the word into this sentence array. So now that those last word and first word is into these variables, I then created this statement, this part of the code here, so that every single time I got the last word, I would get the period with the last word, or I would get the question mark also with the last word. And to stop that from happening, I did this substring here so that it will only take index 0 and the index before the last word. I mean, index before the last index, so that it will just take the full word and not the word in the period or the word in the question. Then this statement here then replaces first word with, blank word with first word, and then blank two with the last word. And then we get our new sentence, and then it prints the new sentence. This method prints the new sentence. So now that you've seen all of our background information, we're now going to go into this class here, which is going to be showing us the more front end things. So what I'm going to have here is I created these strings: username, user response, computer response, Eliza n equals continue, and period and mark. So the first thing we're going to see is prompt bank sentence equals new prompt bank. Now, the reason I'm creating this is so that we can connect this class to this class. And so that next I have these statements which will run these methods, popular statement array, so that when we get the sentence, the random sentence from the user, it has sentences and questions inside of their elements in the array. Before I added that, if you don't add this, then every single time you run it, you're going to get null, because there's not going to be any questions or statements inside of the elements in that, or the array at that certain index. So we have to put that there to do that. So next, I'm going to put, I have this while loop here. And this is so that while Eliza's end equals continue, everything keeps running until Eliza's ends changes. So at the end of this all, what is going to happen is this will keep continuing along as Eliza's end is continuing. And then, so the first thing we have here is, hello, my name is Eliza, what's your name? So I'm going to put my name. And this takes in the user's name. And then the user's name then taken and put into this sentence. Hello, my name is Jada. Tell me what's on your mind today in one sentence. Next, this one takes in the response from the user. Does what bother you? How about on? So as you can see, the question marks one word, and it gives you a question. It returns back a question. And after you put this line, this part here, wow, is checking to see the user's response. And if the user puts exit, then it goes to this line of code here. So I'm going to show you. So if I put exit, it says, now it comes out of this while loop. And then it says, do you want to run the session again? The user is going to respond yes or no. So the user responds yes, then it'll all start all over again. Now I'm going to show you if the statement one works. So that works and returns you a statement, also a statement with a period. And then if you do the exclamation one, it says the while dramatic. It also returns a statement after while dramatic. Okay, so like I was saying, if you put exit and it comes out, you could do uppercase or lowercase, because I have equals in lowercase. It's going to check the statement. It's going to say, do you want to run a session again? Now it's going to go to this part. The user is going to respond, and they're going to say yes or no. So the user says no, then it goes to here, it says goodbye until next time, and then it breaks. And that means then it comes out, and then the thing is over. So yeah, that's it.